Welcome. My name is Rich, and this is a Let's Play of Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning, wherein I shall take the game at a reasonable sort of pace, I think. I think the pace is reasonable. It's not rushed, it's not like power leveling through. I will take my time to look at the stories that the game is trying to tell. And talk about the environment and where I think the game may have gotten inspiration. I'll talk about design choices, about places that the game is good or could have been better. And also I will make snarky comments and jokes. Terrible jokes. We are currently in the HoloLens. I have upgraded this mining installation. Last thing I did, last stream. And then we're going to run up into Alserund via Egon's tomb, I think. Which probably will take us to Cloudcrest, now that I'm thinking about it. So we'll see how much I actually get done in Alserund. And I'll also find out whether Egon's tomb counts as being in the HoloLens or Alserund. In fact, actually, I can probably find out. Mystic Hammer, Egon's tomb. Located in a narrow pass south of Alserund. That doesn't really help me very much. I was hoping that the quest text would tell me the region in which the quest takes place. And it doesn't, so that is not as helpful as I was hoping.
I'm not sure what's more dangerous, the Fae out in the desert or the desert itself.
So I'm pretty sure that I've explored everything that I can in the HoloLens for now. Did a bunch of the quests last time. That's big old hole. Full of probably mining slag. We can't see any liquids down there, but there might be some. Although this being a desert, maybe not. Still, that's the sort of place you would expect to see water collect. If it was going to. Egon's tomb. Right. Lots of pots to break. This is it. There's nothing else here. Alright, let's go around breaking all these ancient art objects. Armor of Storm's Bite. What does that do? Chance to shock enemies when attacked. Yeah, alright, let's break that down. See if we get the electric component. I wonder how often... Yeah, okay, so it's just... There's two statues, and they repeat. They alternate. Which is a little bit boring. I mean, there are other statues in the game. I guess maybe they decided that statues in here need to be of Warsworn. No warning at the end of that travel there for me to try and save my pick. Or, well, virtually no warning. So, what's the dealio here? Unlock the tomb. Mystic Hammer remains. Cruel Staff. Crude Ash Scepter. Now, the Cruel Staff may drop rivets when it is deconstructed. And they may even be crit rivets or some other crit component. So, although that might be the shaft. So, break that down. Inspect this. The decayed remains of what was once the Mystic Hammer. Alright, let's have you. Oh, there's pots by the door. So we'll probably find out when we go around this corner and meet these boggarts whether... Damn it! I even caught it one-handed. Got you. There we go. Ugh. We'll find out whether they are my level or not. No. I really would have thought that these guys... that this bit counted as being in Alserund. So it seems like, having had Egan's Tomb added to my map, much like with having had Overlook Camp added to my map ages ago, so yes, initially Overlook Camp was added to my map ages ago, and that set the HoloLens at the level I was when I got told about Overlook Camp. I also got told about Egan's Tomb separately in a different quest, this one being to do with the Warsworn. I keep wanting to say Warforged, and that's completely wrong. And it seems like, much like without Overlook Camp, this being told about Egon's Tomb set the area in which this technically counts as being at the level I was when I got given the quest to go there. And it seems like Egan's Tomb counts as being in Alserund, which is disappointing, because it means that two areas have had their levels set before I got there, rather than just the one. HoloLens and I guess now Alserund will not be remotely challenging. Not that the other areas that I've just run through, like Menethir and Apatir, were particularly challenging, even though I was at the correct level for those when I went there. Oops. Or rather, when I went there, they turned out to be at the correct level for me. That's nice. Just an open chest for no reason. I never really think about why these chests would be left lying around in places like these. Someone carry it here and then leave it intending to come back for it? I mean, you would think that would be it, right? They intended to come back and then never did. The thing about a chest in just out in the wilderness like this is that it's incredibly conspicuous. Like the piles of rocks and hollow logs and stuff are better places to hide. Look at these guys. Narco zealots. That's really weird, because they aren't Tuatha, they're ordinary Fae, they're Summer Court Fae, and yet they are, oh, they've got a mental, that sort of effect around their head indicates that they have a mental enchantment on. They've been ensorcelled by someone. Hello. What's going on here? Some dead people who were very interested in this locker. I wonder if we're going to get given a quest to come and talk to this person. Pura.
You do not belong here, mortal. The crown of the sun is a Fae domain.
Okay, I've been allowed into Issa, and I've helped the House of Ballads immensely. In fact, I'm a member of the House of Ballads. Why am I not allowed here?
Alserund is the last bastion of the Fae in Tyr, one of the few places in these desert lands where we are plentiful.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
I do not wish to speak to you about Fae affairs, mortal. This place is older than your mind can grasp, and it will remain long after you are gone.
But will the Fae remain after I'm gone?
They are summer Fae, but their minds have been altered. They attack any who travel the sands, be they mortal or Fae.
Ah, that's a shame.
I am the guardian of the crown of the sun. I watch over the new keepers as they meditate in preparation for their time at the crossing. It will be some time yet before I have new charges to shepherd.
Fair enough. We're probably going to get given a quest that involves her. I expect and hope that we'll be helping her in some way. Not that I hope that she's in a... Not that I'm hoping that she's in a rough spot. I mean, that kind of will probably go without saying in a game like this. Just that I hope we get the opportunity to help her. Easy dispel. Let's give that a shot. Hooray! Blacksmith's craft. Oh no, we'll take that actually. And this gear is azurite, which means that it's even lower level than HoloLens stuff, which was at least Silver, or mostly Silver level, which is the tier behind where we are just about dipping our toes into. Oh, the pile of rocks is down on that ledge, okay. But there is another pile of rocks here. Hopefully there'll be a settlement in this region. Oh hey, there's a... from Adic. Yeah, hopefully there'll be a settlement in this area that we can sell stuff to or at, because previously in the HoloLens there wasn't, even in the miners area here. So I had to traverse back to Ironfast to sell things, or in fact even to Whitestone, because actually getting to someone who buys stuff is slightly quicker in Whitestone than in Ironfast.
This life offers two choices: fight or die. Those who choose to live face conflict. It is the natural balance of this world. The weeds preclude the flower's bud. The spider's web arrests the fly. The water carves the rock. In the dry wastes of the Tyr, in the land known as Alserund, the House of Valar became the home of this primal force.
Brad Dustling, time to die! Die!
It's not the spell I thought I was going to be using, but still useful. Thought I'd be using lunge, but oh, never mind. Never mind. So someone is going around enchanting these Fae to become hostile to everything that isn't that faction of Fae. This is a Bolgan. Wow. That sword rocked up on its curved tip and then back down again. Wild. How many digits has this guy got? Has he got 3 fingers? It has. It's got 3 fingers. Bolgans only have 3 fingers. Weird. Probably, what's going to happen is that some mortal group here in Alserund is going to ask me to try and deal with the crazy Fae and come and talk to Pura because they think she's responsible or can do something to stop them. And at that point, we'll maybe start helping. Or we'll probably get more information from Pura. And go from there. Oh, come on. There we go. Need to buy some more picks. Find someone that sells picks, in fact, really. It's nice that he's walking slowly enough that I can catch up. Nice. Unique kill animation for a standing Bolgan. This is another one of those big not skulls, because like it looks like it could be a skull, but it doesn't actually have a hinging section. And also it's it's not enough of... I mean, I guess that it's domed enough. Kind of. But like, this part here is fixed to the rest. So like, it looks like it could be, you know, a section of skull with a tooth, and then like a jawbone with a tooth coming up, but like they're completely fused to one another, so they couldn't like bite. So it's kind of mystifying what the design is really supposed to be going for. Oops. Would you want to bet that there's going to be an ambush up here? Maybe a boggarts. That looks like... I guess it isn't. Hold on. Yes, it is. We're just not allowed close enough. Weird. Moonlight bindings will be damage boost at night. I thought that that was a pile of rocks that I could discover. Was a thing. An open. And it just wasn't letting me get close enough to interact. Ah, here we are. Okay, so this is a camp of probably humanoids. Humans? And... aha, yes, okay, there we go. Lot of, that's an unpleasant way to go, isn't it? So not of boggarts, but of Nazca? I forget, damn it. Narca, there we go. They wouldn't go with Nazca, that's a real thing in the real world. So Narca enchanted fae. But yeah, wow, that's a horrible way to go. And I was definitely right to think that that would be an ambush. Once I saw the camp, which is hi, welcome, Nomad. Healing potion. What's a Huronar pendant? Damage with ranged, +1 to finesse, minus 10% equip requirements. A well-executed ranged kill is always better than risking close quarters. I mean, it's cool, but I don't think that I need it for my build. Doesn't really seem like... I mean, unless chakrams count as ranged. Which you would think they do. But the logic of the game does not always match up with what you expect.
These words are not mine, but ours, and shared to all who would hear, but known to only the true-hearted Alpha. Opposition seeks not the meek, but those who suffer happenstance, and rewards the greater mysteries laid bare beneath her hidden vision. We learn this from Beala Tirin, the wisest, the prophetess of Lyria, the invoker of her magic, and favourite among her children, the mother of the Dokkalfar, and the founder of Rathir.
I'm trying to reach 16 without leaving starting areas. That sounds like a challenge. Do you mean starting areas like Odorath or the whole of Dalentarth? Or, alright, just the whole of Dalentarth. Well, that should be doable. I don't remember what my level progression was, but I'm pretty sure I'd beaten I'd left 16, gotten to 17 before I went into the Plains of Arathel. Although, in fairness, I haven't actually done like I came back and did Issa, and bits of Windermere, after I'd finished most of the rest of Dalentarth. You may have linked the maps, but that probably would have been a previous previous stream, and you can't like look back at the chat for previous streams. Totem of the Wild. What's that? It's probably a scepter. Ironically named after the modest walking stick war club of the Losselfar gentleman, the carved wood of this staff is extravagantly sheathed in gold leaf. So it does ice damage and experience bonus and damage versus beasts. Okay, send a link. These show all starting level and max level based on zones in areas based on the original game. Oh, cool. Okay, well it looks like it should be doable. Getting to level 16 before leaving Dalentarth. I wonder what quest we'll be doing in Caer Elartha. The symbol looks like a Fey Hollow. Which tells me it'll probably be Fey stuff. I mean, the interior will, I fully expect, look like a Fey Hollow. But I'm just hoping that, Hi, this is the lower jaw with sort of outward facing teeth and molars. They're not really biting teeth, are they? They're a bit too far forwards. If you want to bite with teeth, you need them to be more vertical so that they can interface with upper teeth, and also so that they can apply the force more directly. If they're leaning forwards like that, they're more sort of for catching things. Which I suppose for a creature this size makes more sense. Like, what would a creature this size actually be biting? Maybe other creatures of the same type, like of the same species, in territorial combat? Scholar's Signet will just add health, won't it? And I don't care about fine azurite great swords. Hello. Better question is, are you ready to die? Right, so yes, kind of hoping that Caer Caer Elatha will be a location related to the Narca. Like maybe the being that is enchanting them will be found there. Oh, this is interesting. It's been carved into pillars. Now I did notice when I was approaching along here that there was a person on the minimap, but they don't appear to be there anymore, or at least I can't see them on the minimap. So let's come along here. And see whether we meet them. Oh. Fighting mages like that is kind of a pain because of their teleporting. Minor potions. It's a bit naff. That... That's not quite as much of a doorway, but it does look kind of doory, doesn't it? Oh, hello. Ouch. I should have started moving after I was being attacked by that spider. Wonder where that person's went. A bit disappointing if we completely lost the ability to talk to them, because I ventured a little way down here and then left. I think where I can only have come about this far, considering I didn't set off the spider ambush. Weird. I wonder why they despawned and haven't respawned. Or did they maybe wander back? Oh, I left and came back and all of these things have respawned. Okay. Can't avoid those things. Cut that out, will you?
From the desert runner's lethal dance to the chaos of the wolf pack, the Fae displayed these contests as art. Engard, the embodiment of contention, arose as champion. His strike was as the mantis leg, a bolt amid stillness. He met defeat like the salamander's tail, lost but only to grow again. He inflicted wounds like the serpent's fang, rotting poison to weaken the mighty stone. His baleful stare was the shark's fin above the water's surface, promising a bloody end.
The dumpling must be thin.
Yes, come and stand near me. That's a great place to be for a mage. Just come and stand within... okay, so not within melee range, but within chakram range, easily. Oh, cool. Okay, so these are two... recipes. I don't think I need either of them. I think I've already discovered them. Eldritch staff. Although this elegant wood staff resembles a mage's staff, there is nothing in the slightest magical about it. Okay, we need that as proof that we've found the guy. Presumably killed by Narca. Or just random Fae, I guess. Is also a possibility. I can hear eagles crying in the distance, but I don't think that we ever actually see any eagles in the game. We do see, I think, crows or some other birds occasionally, but in flocks. And you don't get eagles flocking. It just doesn't happen. They're basically solitary, except for when they form breeding pairs. I wonder what chance I have. 70%. Oh, let's give it a shot. Would also like to see a budgie. Great sort of accuracy. What does accuracy do? Chance to critical hit. Well, that's worth breaking down. Definitely need to find somewhere that I can sell things soon, though. So a lot of these, like, big rock plates supported on quite spindly looking little sticks of stone.
Another mortal for the fall.
Rallying daggers. Is that just regenerating? Nothing specific about what makes them rallying daggers. Okay.
The Great Ones contested Engard's knowledge, and time and again they failed. The combat space was a patch of dirt, which soon became a clearing. The clearing, trampled by the feet of warriors, sunk into the earth and became an arena where the bravest mortals heard the feral clamours of the combatants. The House of Valor was born.
Now these flags imply habitation. Or maybe they're just leading into the House of Valor. That's probably it. Oh, There's some more narco. I can't pluck that.
A morsel in my claw.
Hey there, random.
You there! Please, I need your help! My husband has been taken by the Fae!
Really? That doesn't seem characteristic of the Fae.
I hardly know where we are, let alone what this place is. I just want my husband back. I've heard that these wilds are the last place in Detir to find the Fae undisturbed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a seamstress, an excellent one. Lot of good it's doing me right now. Please, my husband needs help. I can't bear to think about what the Fae are doing to him in there.
That's a tonal jump, eh?
We were just trying to pass through to the Red Marches when Alard became ill. We had stopped so he could catch his breath when the Fae came storming out of their ruin. They took him past the barrier to the south, and I haven't seen him since.
That's, yeah, weird behavior for the Fae.
They took him to a ruin beyond that fork in the road. I tried to stop them, but they won't release him until the curse is removed. I have no idea what they're speaking of. Please, help us! Thank you so much. The Fae took him through the narrow pass nearby.
So there's a curse that the Fae are trying to deal with, and they think that random mortals that they happen to see walking through Alserund hold the keys to lifting the curse. I think. Oh, there's a pile of rocks up here. Oh, and some more scarlet flowstone. Another findable location. Fellfire Pit. Doesn't this place sound cheery? That goes really deep, eh? He's only just ahead. Alright, I don't want to go too close to the Red Marches and discover the location and set the level. Let's come and get this pile of rocks. Oh hey, an ambush that they're not acting on.
Another dust link of a fire.
They're not very good at this, are they? I mean, even if I were at the correct level, or they were
Ready to die,
at my level, even if they were at my level, just the two of them would not, I do not think, be enough to deal with me. Because at this point, I'm kind of terrifying. Especially considering all the things I've killed. And even if you don't count the fact that I've come back from the dead, that's 2 to tier, so we're not going to go that way. This would be a great place to run around and parkour on if you could, like, climb or jump. Caverns of Ingress. Hi, welcome. Alexandre CGD. Hello. It's a good game. It is, it's quite fun. I enjoy it. Wonder who these guys are. So this is not Re-Reckoning. I bought Reckoning like, gee, how many years ago? Like 5 or 6, maybe 7 years ago? Probably 5 or 6 years ago. Before they announced, way before they announced Re-Reckoning. And then when I discovered Re-Reckoning was a thing, I looked at what the changes they'd made were and found, oh, I've run out of space. Found that I don't think that they didn't add any like new story content to the game. It was just small changes, some of which seem pretty good to make the game more easily playable, but not really like major thematic changes or story changes. And so I figured I enjoyed the game the first time I played it, and it seemed perfectly adequate at the time. He's going to find somewhere to sell this stuff I've got filling up my inventory. So I didn't...
Hey, I've got what you're looking for. At least until you tell me what you want, and I have to tell you I don't really have it.
Do you have any cheese? So, yeah, I decided that I didn't
Come again.
have a need to buy Re-Reckoning after only having bought Reckoning like a few years before. Interesting thing about the word Ingress is that Ingress means entry, so if you find Ingress, that means you have found entry to a building, usually is the context it's used in, and Egress is the opposite, so the Cavern of Ingress is the Cavern of Entry. Hello chaps, how's it going? Praying to Mitharu.
Another new soul in Alserund. Tell me, are you here for the rite of Mitharu as well? His voice is clear to those who truly wish to believe.
No.
I'm an apothecary. I never thought about vast things, the workings of the heavens, the way of gods. But then I lost my mother. In my grief, I wandered here, into the desert, where the voice came to me. It drew me here, to the oasis.
Oh dear.
And when I was at my weakest, my most despairing, Mitharu comforted me, and asked me to come give my offering. Since then, I have led others here.
Oh, she had a shop. Cool. Okay, didn't know that. If you start hearing voices when you're in the desert, it's probably not a god. It's probably just... I mean, I know that this is a fantasy universe that has much more active gods in it, but it's probably not a god.
Great Mitharu holds the fates of our world in his hands. Without his divine order, everything would descend into chaos. We are meant to make his message a reality. Why, the voice belongs to none other than Mitharu himself. He speaks to us through this place, this oasis.
What do you sell anyway? Oh, you've got lockpicks. Excellent. I want lockpicks. Just random stuff. Ingredients, well, potions, components, and sage crafting components, and recipes, potions, a few weapons. Okay.
Hail, adventurer. Are you here to present an offering to Mitharu?
No. What has he got training in anyway? You already know everything this trainer could teach you. Max skill allowed 3. Okay, I have no idea. Oh, mercantile training. Right, okay. So he could teach me to be a better merchant if I didn't already have better skills than he can teach.
It's wonderful, if only because Mitharu has blessed it with his presence. I heard word of this shrine from her. Followed her all the way from Dalentarth.
And amazingly, none of you have died yet.
I've not trained anyone since coming to the desert, but very well. Any money I make will benefit Mitharu, so I will teach you. Farewell, adventurer.
Mitharu has chosen each of us for the gifts we can bring him.
And that's all he has to say on the matter. Well, it's certainly a nice place for a Mitharu shrine. It's an oasis in the desert. I don't know if there's much in the way of things to eat. You can't really eat cactus. Oh yeah, there was a thing around here, wasn't there? Like a point that I could fish something up out of the water? I wonder where that's gone. It was really close to these guys. It was along here. But it has disappeared. Well, it wasn't that important, or it wasn't a particularly expensive item, so I'm not going to worry about it. How much is there left to explore?
Come to die.
I'm in melee range, why don't I switch to daggers? That'd be a good idea, eh? Oh, pile of rocks. Take it all, and make sure not to go too far along here, lest I discover the red marches, which I don't want to do, because that would set the level. What are these sprites? Okay, well, hold on a minute. What's up here? Oh, it's an area in the red marches. Okay, never mind. Yeah, dead good ambushing tactics there. I spring out right next to the person, and then don't turn and face them and attack them. You can tell the Narcafe are really good at ambushing people. some bar guests over here. Hello, guys. Ow. Stop that. Wow, they've been at this for a while, eh? Bet it smells awful. Oh, hey. So there's some kind of mystic barrier here. You would think, and yet I've walked through with no problem. Don't really have any memories of doing this the last time I played, but it was a while ago, so I guess we'll find out. So this guy, Alard Adic, has got some kind of mind-affecting spell on him.
The Narca must be stopped.
Agreed.
Welcome, mortal. I can heal your vessel if you require it. It is my role.
Oh, his hair is practically glowing. And he provides healing. That's nice of him.
This land is in pain. It is afflicted as the Narca are afflicted. I repair the vessels of the Circle when necessary. It is my role. Mindless. Some are Fey. They cannot distinguish Fey from foe. They attack all who approach. We know not the cause. Farewell.
That sucks. So we've got Seelie warriors.
And the sands beget a mortal.
Florian.
Fascinating.
Seelie warrior.
The Narca must be stopped.
Colbanus.
Strange. The threads of fate do not entwine your destiny.
Indeed they do not. Ah, he's a fate weaver. Nice.
We await the return of our champion. The mortal Magnus defeated him, and he has not returned.
Huh?
I read the fates for the Circle. That is my role.
You're looking quite craggy there.
They are our brethren, but they cannot distinguish Fey from foe. They attack all who approach, and we know not the cause of their malady. Goodbye.
Well, it looks to me rather like some kind of mind-affecting thing. Oh hey, there's what is it? Piles of rocks. There we go. And a pile of rocks here. That's a little disappointing. I'm way beyond those potions of healing.
Greetings again, mortal.
I've just gone for a stroll. Like, you can easily see me. I haven't disappeared from your sight at all. Didn't even go that far.
Greetings. You are strange. There's something distinctly Fey about you.
Well, I do have this ring of Sir Sagral. I'm a member of the House of Ballads. Also, I was brought back from the dead. Maybe that's probably more likely what he's talking about. Much like the Fae, have a cycle of living and dying and coming back to life, reincarnating. The character that I'm playing as was also brought back from the dead.
The Fae have thrived here for many cycles. Though the way the seasons have been flowing, we may not thrive for much longer.
Yeah, he's not the first Fae to say that magic is draining from the world, or at least enough magic of the right type to sustain the Fae is draining from the world.
Some of our brethren departed, like our champion, Engard. Some went mad and became Narca. Those of us who are left remain for the sake of this land. If it were free of the Narca curse, we would gladly follow after our champion. We have confidence that he'll appear in Amalur once again. Every Fae is compelled to perform a function, and reigning as champion was Engard's role. When the champion returns, the Circle of Engard will take up arms once again, and our rites of combat will shake the earth. I direct the Circle of Engard in its duties. My allies and I serve the champion of valor, not the mortal pretender, but the Fae known as Engard. Unfortunately, the champion is no more. Not since his defeat in the arena by mortal hands. The Fae champion of valor, Engard, was defeated in battle years ago at the House of Valor by a Varani warrior. In accordance with Fae tradition, control of the house passed to that mortal, and the Fae were forced to leave.
I wonder whether he's got anything to do with the Narca.
They are our brethren, afflicted by the same curse as the Almain Alard. Left untreated, the curse alters the mind and role of the afflicted. We term these brethren Narca, and you'll find them wandering the desert of Alserund, attacking any that come near. They cannot tell friend from foe. It'll take some time before it's safe to walk the sands without a resolution to this dilemma.
So, whatever it is affecting the Narca changes their role as well. That implies it's something to do with the Tuatha, or more specifically their ultimate master. It's probably something to do with Prismir. So someone's gotten hold of some Prismir and is afflicting the Fae that they can find.
We realize our presence in Datir is rapidly diminishing. If we can re-establish the tradition lost with the House of Valor, perhaps we can still stabilize our presence in this region. Releasing him would be detrimental to Fae and mortal alike. I sense something peculiar about you, though. Perhaps you could help him. He could be healed, we surmise, with the completion of the Rite of Valor.
Perhaps he has been afflicted by the whatever is happening to the Narca as well.
Have you noticed my enraged summer brethren out in the sands? They attack anyone, friend or foe. We of the Circle term it the Narca affliction. It's a curse magical in nature. The affected cannot be reasoned or bargained with. The Almain fell victim to the curse, and though it has not altered his mind, he complains of pain. He warrants study, and so we keep him.
Fair enough.
The key is the Cora petal. The regenerative properties of the petal can cure the Almain. You'll find it on the vessel of the Guardian of the Caverns, the Cora Thresh. The Rite of Valor will awaken the Guardian, which has lain dormant in this long winter. Defeat it, and the petal can be plucked from its vessel.
So, getting this petal is kind of difficult, because Thresh are hard to kill, ordinarily, if you're not way over level for them.
Head to the Caverns of Ingress at the base of the Great Spine. There are 3 Erathi sigil stones within. They are marked by a waterfall, a pillar, and a tree. Activate them in that order. Each stone will curse you. Once the last stone is activated, a beast of many vines will challenge you in your weakened state. Defeat it, and bring the Cora petal to us.
Waterfall, pillar, and what?
You must activate 3 sigil stones within the Caverns of Ingress. They're marked by a waterfall, a pillar, and a tree. Each stone will lay a curse upon your vessel when activated, and summon opponents to face in your weakened state. At the rite's end, a beast of many vines will appear to challenge you. Defeating it will permanently remove the curses.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Their effects are temporary. The curses will vacate your body if you begin the rite, and then leave the Caverns of Ingress.
Oh, that's handy too. This would probably be more difficult if not for the fact that, as I have made much of already, I am way over level for this area.
You must retrieve the Cora Petal from the caverns of Ingress. Complete the Rite of Valor, and you will awaken a beast of many vines. Find it, defeat it, and pluck the Cora Petal from its vessel. We have waited long for the champion to return. We'd wait still.
Oh, I should probably also talk to this guy. See what he has to say.
You there? Help me, please. The Fae kidnapped me and won't let me leave. I think I'm ill. Please convince them to let me go. This pain is unbearable.
I mean, it would be nice if they let his wife in to spend time with him, but, like, I understand why they've kidnapped him.
This place is as foreign to me as my Fae captors. There's nothing here except the lethal wildlife and a scorching sun above. And all the Fae we could ever hope to meet. Blasted, I'd leave right now if I could. They keep talking about how I can't leave until I'm free of the Narca affliction.
It's amazing the Edic couple didn't meet any Narca ambush as they made their way in here.
You saw my wife. Thank goodness she's all right. I bet she'd wait out there for a decade if she had to. I hope I won't be stuck here for that long.
Oh, you won't be. I'll be back shortly.
My wife and I were just passing through Alserund. We lost our way trying to get to the Red Marches when I grew ill. The next thing I know, I have a burning fever, and when I stopped to catch my breath, the Fae ambushed us.
Yeah, you're a bit south for the Red Marches. Probably came in through the She, although if you did that... The She is supposed to be super dangerous for Dalentarth. Like, it's full of wild Fae. Let's go and get that... Oops, wrong button. Go and get that pile of rocks that's just a little south of us. And then head up to the Cavern of Ingress. So, in this playthrough, I went Dalentarth, Plains of Arathel, and Detir, but it seems as though the game kind of intended me to go Detir first, after Dalentarth, and then there we go, found House of Valor, and then Plains of Arathel. So, if you're watching this and you intend to play, either because you have Reckoning or because you have bought Re-Reckoning or want to buy Re-Reckoning, I would suggest going with that flow of Dalentarth, Detir, Arathel, just because the game, when you're in Dalentarth, gives you places to come like Overlook Camp and Egan's Tomb down here, and I think also Ironfast Keep. Maybe that was only mentioned when I'd gone to Helmgard. So coming down to Edessa, after coming through these areas, then going up to the Plains of Arathel, seems like the way that they had intended for this this game's sequence of events to flow. Shrine of Theoden. Well, let's get that.
The Withering War swept across the land. Seelie and Unseelie fought each other. The House of Valor was abandoned for the battlefields of Isar and Olm. Engard battled hordes as the warriors of Valor thrived on the plains of Arathel. The storm grew as they joined the war, and the Seelie threw back the invaders.
Oh, so that's talking about the story leading into the Godstorm. Okay, so you can't actually, or it would take effort to get these curses in the wrong order. Because the first one that you encounter is Curse of the Waterfall. Begin the Rite of Valor. This looks like Waterfall Florian mentioned. My guess is that... oh no, I don't want that. I want stasis effects. This will increase my vulnerability. Oh yeah, there we go. I thought it was probably going to be elemental, but no, it's entirely just damage resistance. Okay. This magical curse imposed upon you... This is a magical curse imposed upon you by the trial of commencement. Okey-doke. There's some boggarts wandering around down here. Hello. Oh, I need to repair my gear. The rest of it seems fine. Seems like it's lost... Each thing has lost like 4 or maybe 5. Durability. Oh. Average dispel, 70% chance. Let's give that a go. Hooray! Hammer of Starvation. What does that do? Chance to steal 10 mana per hit. I don't care about that. So. Boggarts. Leonash. Narca Warlock. Oops. Wonder where the next curse is located. I wonder whether there'll be traps in here. That'd be a bit of a pain to deal with on top of the curses. Of course, lower damage resistance is only relevant if you actually get hit by anything, which has not happened so far. What's down here? What a weird layout of pathways. Oh, here we go. Which one's this? This will be a pillar, won't it? I can't interact with it. Oh, maybe that's the tree. Oh yeah, that's a tree, isn't it? That's a tree, not a pillar. Okay, I can't take that yet. So the game actually won't let you take the curses in the wrong order. That's interesting. And I probably wouldn't have been able to open the door down here without taking the first of the curses. So that's good to know too. Let's see if we can get this Leonash by stealth. Yep. Almost caught us though, because it was twisting and turning. Dang it. And we were right in front of it as well. Goodbye, Leonash.
Let's finish this!
Wow, with my damage resistance reduced by 50%, their attacks were actually doing some damage to me. Ah, boggarts. Oh, that's a brownie. And a Craddock. Wonderful. That'd been more difficult to deal with, if not for the fact that, once again, I am too high level for this place. This will be the pillar, won't it? That's definitely the pillar. This gleaming structure appears to be the pillar Florian spoke of. That's not how you're supposed to end a sentence. It should be, this gleaming structure appears to be the pillar of which Florian spoke. Trial of strength. Is that going to reduce my damage? Effects. Yes. Minus 50% damage. This is a magical curse imposed upon you by the Trial of Strength. So this is equalizing things a bit in favour of the Fae. I can open this door. Lovely. Hi, welcome. Stygian Styx is raided with a party of 3. Thank you. I have some Narco warlocks to deal with, but no, they've all seen me. Ouch, stop that. Wow. Somehow rolling caused the sort of black, purple and white bolt to completely miss me. Maybe rolling gives you an iframe or two? But this is definitely more difficult now that my damage is reduced. I was kind of hoping that would be a... No, it's too big for a hollow log. And it's also not hollow, which would definitely prevent it from being a hollow log. You're a big chakram user yourself. I like Fey blades and daggers, but the chakrams are special to me. Yeah, I like chakrams a lot because I think they look cool, and I've found this time I'm favouring daggers and Fey blades because I like the speed and the fact that you can kill from stealth with them. Particularly the daggers, which don't typically break stealth if you make a stealth kill. Not that I'm terribly good at sneaking up on things. Oh, okay, so I probably would have wanted to come this way, anti-clockwise around. Let's see whether I can sneak up on this thresh. Because a thresh that you backstab is a way easier opponent to deal with. Oh, also, I'm curious about what this final curse is. Effects. agility. Minus 25. Not percent, just minus 25 chance to evade. Maybe they missed the percent symbol? Okay, so it seems like the Fae is not facing this way. Oh, hello! Stab! Yeah, cool. That was way easier than it should have been. I was also helped considerably by the fact that Thresh are vulnerable to fire, and my Prismere daggers are fire enchanted. Huh. Why am I getting a prompt to unlock the door? It's locked and can only be opened with the proper key. Okay. Thanks, game. You're not confused at all, are you? So now we can go back and cure that guy's mind. Ooh. Beautiful. Whilst I'm here, I will sell some junk to this helpful lady.
Welcome to the Oasis of Ingress, where the divine voice of Mitharu touches all who are willing to listen.
Still suspicious about who they're actually hearing, or she is actually hearing. It's just her, I think, who hears the voice of Mitharu. Because that doesn't typically happen. Like, no other person that we've spoken to who has been a priest or priestess of a given god, either Mitharu or Lyria, has ever claimed to actually hear the voice of their god. So I have a suspicion that she's being misled. Although to what purpose, I don't know. And maybe she is genuinely a prophet of Mitharu. That is a possibility.
Greetings again, mortal. Well done. I can use the petal to create an elixir for the Almain. He needs only to drink this. If it indeed frees him from the curse, he may leave. And I will finally have hope of saving Alserund from the Narca.
Yeah, sounds good. Good all round.
Administer the potion to the Almain. Hopefully, it'll free him of the curse, and we can begin to heal Alserund of the Narca affliction. We have waited long for the champion to return.
You've returned. Will the Fae allow me to leave?
Yes, but first you must drink this.
They'll let me go if this works. Fine. I'll drink anything at this point. I can feel the curse leaving me. I'm not just saying that so I can leave. It's like a fever's breaking. I should get back to my wife. Thank you again, and farewell.
Still got that... Oh no, it's gone. There we go. I was going to say, still got that mind-affecting visual effect on. I could have worded that better.
That was impressive. Our success with the Almain bears great portent for Alserund.
But then it disappeared.
If a mortal can be cured, then maybe a Fae can as well. I believe that you could survive a journey through the Fellfire Pit. Will you help us with another task?
Yes, to both. I can definitely survive the Fellfire Pit, despite how awful it sounds.
Alserund is among the last Fae lands untouched by mortal civilization. But it is not without its difficulties. Some of our brethren have fallen to a curse that renders them feral and frenzied.
They don't seem that feral and frenzied. They're still capable of speech. They just are almost universal. Well, they're almost omnicidal.
My brethren and I make up the Circle of Engard. We seek to restore the Fey rights lost when the mortals took the House of Valor. The Circle is holding vigil, waiting for the champion to return. We wish to repeat our success with the Almain at a much grander scale. To do this, we require the essence of another plant, this time from the Fellfire Pit. The pit is located at the base of the great spine of Alserund. The flower, the Fellfire bloom, rests there. The only plant that grows in the pit.
Is that actually going to be the case? Am I not going to find any potions ingredients in there? Or... I mean, I suppose Scarlet Flowstone is a crystal, so it's not really a plant that would grow. And I think Soft Scrabble is the same. Something salts? I don't remember what the salts are called. So there are a few potions ingredients that aren't plants that the game could put in there to maintain this line about only the Fellfire bloom growing in the pit.
We know the mortal fondness for compensation and will reward you significantly.
Oh, thanks.
Excellent. Then head to the Fellfire Pit, where the Guardian of the Bloom awaits. We have waited long.
Oh, cool. Yeah, don't tell me anything about a Guardian of the Bloom. What was the name of the thing? Items. Sagecraft. No, not Sagecraft. Reagent bag. It's a type of salt. I don't have any, apparently. Scarab salts. There we go. I do have some. Scarab salts are also a non-organic potions ingredient. In fact, why am I bothering to do that? I could just fast travel. Don't need to walk. I can just... off to commit violence. Now, we have grasses and cave blossom. And dead kobolds. And whatever this plant is. Ooh. And sprites. Hello. Oh. That's one thing about the game that I'm not fond of, is the fact that you can't lock on to enemies, and occasionally, like just then, when you attack, your character will just face off somewhere that you're not looking and attack something that is apparently nearby. Oh hey, so we can actually see out to the sky up there, hey? Okay, so we're not that deep below the surface. At least not specifically here. So what's the layout of this place? Ah, that's a jump down, a jump point. Probably jump down, I would expect. It seems like I've chosen the right route around. Pile of rocks, find the Guardian. But, that dude saying that the Fellfire flower is the only thing that will grow in here was factually incorrect. Although maybe there'll be a more barren section a little bit further ahead, around where the blossom actually is. Or flower. And there is a distinction. So a blossom, at least my understanding of it, is that a blossom is a flower that you find on a tree specifically. And yeah, a flower is oops. a plant that it just flowers is soft-stemmed, usually. Although, I mean, even when you say that, there are roses, and they have no, a very tough, woody stalk and stem. Oops, no, I don't want to keep those. I want to put them in junk. There we go. Thieves' Cunning. Nice. And I don't care about any of those. There's a shrine ahead. That's a bit weird. Who's this a shrine to? Belen. Death's Touch. Oh, that's thematically appropriate, I suppose. Ah, what's this up here? The Guardian. Okay, that's helpful, thank you. And a hidden door. Nice. So, can we sneak up on this Guardian? It's not facing this way, even though it's invisible currently. Ah, okay. Really difficult to get away from that. Wow, okay. That's a result of me being way over level. And here we are, Fellflyer Bloom. Hidden door. With just a chest in here. Okay. It's not even locked. But I have just spawned in some kind of ambush. So what's this? I did hear I think there were kobolds shouts behind me. So I'm just looking in this chest whilst they're waiting for me to finish investigating. This amulet was crafted by an Almain mage during a series of magical experiments in enchantment. Nice, Spellguard. Elemental resistance. It's not that useful for me though, and I mean it is purple gear and I am keeping purple gear, but I don't think that I really care that much. Oh no, I was entirely wrong. These are sprites. Not kobolds. They do make similar sounds though, I think. In my defense. Oh, interesting. So they have in fact killed this sprite. So kobolds and sprites do not get along. I wonder whether these count as cave blossom. I don't think I've ever seen any that big. Butcher's longsword, what does that do? Damage versus kobolds and Mergen. What's the point? No thanks. Was that sprite back there a member of this ambush party that got killed before he could ambush me? Weird. Goodbye. So, this would actually be a really lovely place to be to set up a camp, which is obviously why they've done it. Or, well, not obviously, but presumably why they've done it. I mean, you're being warmed by this volcanic vent here. It probably smells quite sulphurous. Oh, a hidden log, hollow log. Okay. But other than the sulphurous smell, it will be providing warmth and a quantity of light. And then there's all these mushrooms and other cave blossom, which are glowing. Quite a lovely magenta sort of purple. Like pinpoints of stars. Starlight. Violet, that's the word I'm looking for. Violet. Because indigo... Hold on. Wait. Is indigo blue-purple? And violet red-purple? I've got no idea. I think indigo is blue-purple. But what's confusing me is the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory film, when Violet Beauregard eats the 3-course gum. Her dad says, "Violet, you're turning violet," and she changes colour. But the colour that she turns is kind of a blue-purple. Oh hey, there's a chest. Well, the colour that she got painted in the film, for the film. Oh cool, let's take all of them. Was, to my eye, distinctly blue-purple. Oh hey. Oof. That was unexpected. I suppose I could have fast travelled, couldn't I? Oh well, it's fine. So maybe the film just made a mistake. Hi, welcome Digital Seahorse. Raiding with 2 people. Nice.
It is good to see you, mortal.
Thank you. It's good to see you too, Florian.
Excellent. You have my thanks, child. Now we can use the power of the Felfire Bloom to begin the removal of this curse from our lands.
Sounds good.
We will, however, require your services once more to accomplish this.
Sounds
will
about
you
right.
aid us again?
Indeed I will. I like helping people lift curses.
Seek an audience with the keepers of the crossing, and then administer the sample of Felfire Bloom to the heart of this land. With luck, you will free this entire region from the Naga affliction.
Oh yeah, I've got a bone to pick with you, Florian. You didn't tell me anything about the Niskaru tyrant that I would find in the Fellfire Pit. Just finished drawing 3 diatoms. What's a diatom? But drawing sounds fun. Glad that you're being artistically expressive. They're tiny algae. Oh, cool. Okay. Very microscopic and very detailed. Yeah, so Florian decided not to tell me there was a great big honking demon waiting for me in the... I mean, I suppose a place called Fellfire Pit. Probably it's going to contain a certain amount of demon with a name like that. Like, you should probably expect it, but it didn't occur to me. I thought it was just the name. And I suppose he did warn me that there was a guardian, but he didn't tell me anything about the guardian at all. He told me about the Thresh the first place I went to, in Cavern of Ingress, but then didn't tell me anything about there being a greater tyrant Niskaru. The stuff that makes up diatomaceous earth, which can be used on tiny household pests such as fleas. Oh, cool. Okay. So the algae eats fleas, does it? Food grade has even been used in farming silos too. Interesting. Nope, it tears fleas apart. It's too sharp for them. Ooh, wow, okay. It cuts them up because they're sharp but not harmful for humans or pets. Ha, nice. Eat it, fleas. How will it heal this region?
The restorative properties of the Fellfire Bloom will remove the Narka's affliction from the font of the crossing.
Sounds good. Why the crossing? Probably because it's the middle. I mean, most of the answers I'll get from asking these questions are fairly obvious, but sometimes you get a little bit more context and detail, which is why I bother asking them.
The Summer Fae who live here are tied to the land, and the land in turn is tied to the crossing. You must invoke the Keeper's Right in order to reach the crossing. The first step is to challenge Pura at the Crown of the Sun to battle.
Oh, is it?
You need proof that you have bested her to pass through Caer Alatha.
Hopefully I won't just kill Pura. That would suck.
Very well. Defeat Pura, and she will give you the Amulet of the Sun. Take the amulet to the Keepers at Caer Alatha, and they will allow you to pass. At the bottom of Caer Alatha, you'll find the font of the crossing. Place the sample of Fellfire Bloom atop it.
Like very, very short knives. So is a diatoms like the algae version of porcupines?
Go to the Crown of the Sun, where Pura trains replacement keepers, and challenge her to battle. Only if you defeat her will she grant you the Amulet of the Sun, which you will require to enter the crossing. Then delve into the depths of Caer Alatha and find the crossing. Place the sample of Fellfire Bloom atop the altar at its center.
A weird way to put it, but sorta. Cool.
If our theory is correct, your help in this matter will finally free Alserund.
I like coming up with weird ways to put things. I didn't want to say they're hedgehogs of the algae world, because hedgehogs aren't actually that threatening or effective. I mean, the thorns on the quills on hedgehogs are kind of useful, but they're nowhere near as useful as porcupine's quills. Okay, so over here. Pura. And then down to Kearatha. I thought we'd be doing something involving Pura, but I was hoping that we wouldn't be attacking her. Still, we seem not to need to actually kill her, so hopefully we'll stop the fight shortly before she dies, or before her health runs out, and then she can be left alone. Hello. Here to beat you up.
Child of dust. What brings you to the crown of the sun? The desert is unkind to mortals.
Like tiny cacti. I suppose that makes more sense. Yeah, given that algae are plants, not animals. They're not bacteria. They're phytoplasms. Not phytoplasms? No, I'm exploring language that I really don't don't know the proper terms for.
I am the guardian of the crown of the sun. It is my role to watch this sacred place and see to the safety of the keepers in training. Florian told you of it. They must trust you implicitly. It is one of many sources of our worldly power. It is an almost limitless source of magical energy, closely tied to the essence of Alserund.
So the crossing is a lot like the... was it just the font in Issa? Because there's a mystical font of apparently water and magic in Issa, from which magic flows.
They spent hundreds of years here in preparation of their duties. I am tasked with meeting their needs, ensuring they are ready. It will be several hundred years before the replacements for the current keepers arrive.
Phase cycles take a long time to get anywhere, don't they?
Florian and the Circle sent you to access the crossing? It is highly unusual for a mortal to invoke a Fey rite, but your aura is most unlike a mortal's. Very well. Prepare yourself.
Apparently I don't need to fight her. Oh no, I do. Okay, never mind then. Ouch. Stop that. Damn it, they home in on you. Okay.
Well done.
Fight's
You
done.
are a skilled combatant. It's no wonder you've earned the respect of Florian and his circle. The Amulet of the Sun is yours, and with it your right to descend to the crossing.
That was made considerably, well, I don't know how much easier, but it was made easier by the fact that I am too high level for this area due to an accident of just the way that the game is put together, I guess. But there we go. Life has been made a little bit easier for me. I love those shortcut key hints. Well, the thing is that I'm actually trying not to do that. Like, so each of these areas here on the map is a discrete area of the game world. And when you first set foot into one of those areas, your level at that moment sets the level of the enemies that you fight when you're in that area. And no, as in game in the toolbar. Oh, right, okay. Fair enough then. I was confused and we're talking about entirely the wrong thing. Yeah, my toolbar is not very helpfully laid out. because I've got all of these set to the number pad because I'm using an MMO multi-button mouse, and I mapped the buttons on it to the number pad. So I could select my powers quickly, just using my thumb. Very easy. Cool. Let's give that a shot. Dispelling. I failed. Okay. Hooray! I didn't blow up. I would have had a go at dispelling that the proper way, but dispelling in this game, dispelling warded chests is a mini game where you have to time hitting the spacebar as a thing spins around a circle, and I'm absolutely garbage at actually getting the timing correct. So usually I ignore speak to the crossing keepers. Okay. Usually I ignore the warded chests because I'm waiting for my dispelling skill to get high enough level that it's easy peasy. Almost not worth the bother. By the way, I apologise if it appears as though I'm ignoring you. I'm looking at chat on my tablet, and the tablet has a shaky relationship with the Wi-Fi. Currently, the most recent message in my chat is from Imonotoni. No, as in-game in the toolbar. And then, welcome to the Vanilla Jester's chat room. Because it had disconnected and then reconnected. But if it's disconnected and not told me, monotony. Okay, I see. It's a pun on email. Very clever. Yeah, I'm quite bad at working out what people's names are supposed to be. Because I play way too many grindy RPGs. Oh, fair enough. I'm afraid I don't really enjoy grind in RPGs very much.
Welcome to Caer Elatha, mortal. We have not had visitors in a very long time. What do you seek?
I'm here with a flower that I need to put somewhere.
It is no accident that Caer Elatha is a place of great spiritual confluence. The crossing's flow of energy has influenced the landscape, shaped it as the ancients once did.
Wonder who Halcyon is.
Halcyon is my companion, and a revelation. I never in my life spoke to a summer fae, yet now I see that winter and summer are not so different.
Oh, is he a winter fae? Wild. I'm surprised he's here. I thought all the winter fae got afflicted by the Prismere crystals.
Always dear Pura has stood vigil at the Circle of the Sun, awaiting the new keepers to give them direction. It was she who led Halcyon and myself to the crossing when we first arrived in Amalur. I am quite skilled at sage crafting. It is one of my roles. I will aid you if you require it. It is a nexus of energies, a place where magic flows infinitely. There are few such places on Amalur, and the Keepers are tasked with protecting them.
I wonder whether the one over east in Cluricon and or Alabastra has been affected by the Tuatha.
The Keepers live to prevent use of the crossing by either Fey Empire. Its power is such that both Summer and Winter Fey have agreed to leave its power unharnessed.
Okay, the Winter Fey have agreed, but what about the Tuatha? Who the Winter Fey have mostly become.
Yes, I am Winter Fey and Halcyon is Summer Fey. That is the nature of the crossing. A representative from both courts remains here for balance. I always distrusted the Summer Fey, but it is difficult to distrust your only companion. Over the centuries, Alserund and I have grown to rely on one another.
Nice.
To deal with the Narca curse. If Purra has given you the means to pass, then do so. You should seek out Halcyon. He will assist you in this.
Oh, I really hope that Halcyon is not the one that's responsible.
She is the guardian of the Crown of the Sun, and a powerful sorceress. But you have defeated her. It is no wonder Florian and the others of the House of Valor have come to place their trust in you.
Well, that was largely because I'm too high level for the area. But I think I would have managed, even if that weren't the case.
It is where the replacement keepers go to prepare for their work at the crossing. When it is time for them to assume their posts, they enter into combat with Purra, as you did. If they survive, she brings them here, as she did with us.
If they survive. Wow, okay. Harsh.
We keepers routinely delve into the depths of Keralatha to make minute adjustments to the crossing, ensuring its power remains under control. Find the crossing, and Halcyon will undoubtedly be nearby. Take caution in these lands, mortal. Your kind is particularly susceptible to its dangers.
I mean, maybe whatever it is that's happening with the Narca isn't related to the crossing. It's related somewhere else, and the crossing is just the place to fix it. Oh hey, Leonash. Ugh. Really not fond of when Leonash hock massive toxic loogies on you. It's kind of horrible. Oh, it's easy. Cool. Let's give that a shot. Failed. Hooray! Succeeded. Not really worthwhile, but oh well. Oh, that's a bitey plant. Hello, bitey plant. Yeah, there we go. And you can't even kill them, which is annoying. Attacks just go straight through them. But they can't hurt you. Feels a bit unfair, really. Great. I suppose, and like, if you want to keep something safe, then planting a sort of hyper-aggressive bitey vine right next to it is a pretty good way of doing that. I don't know quite how the person that owns this Fey cache is intending on interacting with it and putting items in or taking them out, but yeah, I suppose something that tries to eat you when you get too close is a good means of security. Okay, so what's the layout here? Right. Let's continue down this way and then around. So what RPGs do you play, Emonotny? Oh, hello. I really enjoy action RPGs like this one, and MMOs. Although perhaps a little bit way too many games and then I leave them half finished too. Oh, well, I mean, if you enjoy them, then that's what matters. Like, it's not, you don't have to complete every game that you start. There's no no law about it. Oh hey, that's a troll with Prismir. Seems like Boggart Zealot, Prismir Troll. Have Tuatha gotten in here? I'm only 3,000 hours into Warframe though. I'm about to reach the end game. Oh boy, yeah, that sounds about right. I tried playing Warframe for a bit, and then I realised how much grind would be involved, and I decided, no thank you. But I'm not here to police your fun. I just know that the enormous grind that Warframe requires is not for me. I got a bunch of unfinished games on Minecraft servers that were either shut down or put on pause. Oh, that's a shame. Oh hey, this looks like fun. Wonder if I can roll past them. Ugh, no. Ouch, I'm bleeding. That's a lot of blood. I'll try lunging past them next time. Although lunge isn't a teleport, it just causes you, well, lunge is kind of a teleport. Because it gets you through your opponent and behind them. It's not as much grind as it seems. I can just carry 100 players easily. It's more of a social tool. Fair enough. I tend to play... I'm a bit of a weirdo in that I like playing MMOs because I like seeing other people around in the game world, but I usually play solo. Major outlier in that is City of Heroes, which I play on Homecoming, which City of Heroes, more than a lot of other MMOs I've played, really feels like it's built with cooperation in mind. Like, it's not something you can easily solo, certainly not something you can solo quickly. Anything before the New Game Plus, essentially, I can just AFK. Oh, fair enough. We're a single-player project. Yeah, well, to be honest, when I was playing WoW and paying for it, oh, right, I'm still on daggers. When I was playing WoW and paying for it, I was mostly playing it basically solo anyway. And the thing about WoW is it's a very soloable game, and that's kind of weird for a game that was originally built as an MMO, like massively multiplayer. And I don't know how I feel about it. Oh, I don't have any space in my inventory. Great, okay. I do mean literally AFK. I've got a build that took several hours to finish that will... Oh, hello. That will AFK and double everyone's loot and make them unkillable in normal difficulty. Wow. What a heck of a build. Now, I've just done most of this, but if I've got no more space in my inventory, then I won't be able to pick up anything else. So what I'm gonna do, it's tedious, but I'm gonna leave, sell things, and then come back. The last things left to unlock are a nightmare of just repeating the same actions again and again until RNG blesses you. That feels kind of bullshit. Just waiting for RNGesus to bless you. That's not fun. That's not fun gameplay. At least to me, anyway. Like, okay, I guess I'm okay with grind as long as the grind is fun and you feel like you're making progress each time, even if it's only incremental. But like, just waiting for a dice roll to agree and let you pass, that doesn't sound like a good time. Wait, which is the way out? This way, okay, I was right, okay. Good. But, yeah, I tried playing Warframe and found that the level of grind that Warframe requires of you as a new player is more than I'm willing to put in. It's not especially fun, but it's also absolutely not necessary to play anything in the game you find fun. It is necessary to unlock the final cosmetics, though. Fair enough, and if you're a completionist and you really want the cosmetics, then... I mean, I suppose in WoW there's an element of RNG where you're like running old raids looking for transmogs.
Welcome to the Oasis of Ingress, where the divine voice of Mitharu touches all who are willing to listen.
And getting the drop that will give you the transmog isn't necessarily going to happen. Like, that's dependent on RNG as well. The fact that the map doesn't switch to regular map or world map is kind of annoying. One of the annoying things about this game for me. But oh well, it's kind of minor. But a new player absolutely should find a veteran to help, and I've helped hundreds. There's a bunch of what am I doing moments where the difficulty looks impossible, but it's because the game is very bad about telling you what you need to do sometimes. Yeah, I also personally lean more towards I'd like the game to at least not feel like it's concealing information from me. Like, I understand people really, really enjoy working out from themselves. I'm not very good at doing that. I'm really quite bad at solving puzzles, particularly like word puzzles or like more abstract puzzles. I'm okay with like physical puzzles that you have to like slot things into place with. Huh, how did I miss that Barghest? Or did it respawn? Oh well, whichever. So like working out stuff that the game requires of you to progress, that the game doesn't just tell you or make very, very obvious, detracts from a gaming experience for me. Did you try the WoW SPP? I haven't gotten around to it yet. I've been looking at... well, to be honest, the Discord for single-player WoW is kind of a little bit impenetrable. I'm not really sure which area I'm supposed to go to. Oh, right, yeah, there was stuff up here, wasn't there? I'm not sure which version I want either. Like, do I want to play original WoW? Classic? Would I like to play one of the more recent ones? Which one do I feel like playing? I'm not sure. I'm good at sticking it in slots. So I forget where I got up to with Warframe actually. Venus, I think. And I think I'd unlocked Mars, maybe? And I was at the point where if I wanted to progress, I just needed to spend ages replaying the same missions over and over, or that's how it felt, before I could get my power level up to be good enough to do the rest. Warframe is only enjoyable with a guide or a really strong head. The problem is it doesn't have a tutorial at all for most of the mechanics, so you're unable to build your character to account for it. A veteran can give you everything you need to rebuild with minutes of help, and then very possibly 3 days of waiting. But you can do vanilla transfer characters to Burning Crusade and then Wrath of the Lich King. I went for the Wrath because it basically has the first 3 in one. Oh, okay. So if you install Wrath, a Wrath version of single player WoW, you can play the earlier 2 expansions. Okay, that's cool. Another part of my reluctance to dive into the single player WoW is that I'm someone who is kind of bad at coming up with correct builds in games. Like, I just go, oh, that description sounds good. Presumably that means that it would be helpful to me. And I'm absolutely useless when it comes to like working out the maths behind something. So when I was playing WoW during Legion and raiding, I absolutely needed to rely on not just Icy Veins for builds, but also Tell Me When and other add-ons that like basically showed you which ability you should use next to maximize your rotation. And I don't know that older versions of WoW still have builds. Like, I don't know that Wrath of the Lich King has a build guide on Icy Veins anymore. I mean, I expect that WoW Classic does, because WoW Classic has recently been re-released. You just need to use the add-on based on the WoW build. Okay. Well, it's cool that you can still use add-ons. In Warframe, it's basically impossible to ruin your build, but you do need to adjust it for the challenges ahead, and that can only be done when you understand the mechanics. It really felt like I'd gotten to a stage where I needed to grind out getting better gear. Like, getting better... I mean, it's been a couple of years since I played Warframe, and I didn't play it for that long, so I'm not like super... the details didn't get super ingrained. So what exactly I was stuck behind, I can't quite remember. Huh, did the sprites fight the boggarts and kill them? That's weird. I didn't think that they were belligerent against one another. But handy for me, I suppose. Greaves of the Martyr. Their might equipment. I don't think I've got any other Martyr gear. Reen Helgi, Mitharan Crusader, wore this blessed armour, slaying 11 Ettins before she fell defending Ettinmere homesteaders. Let's have off with that. I shall add that to my collection. You were not at a place where you needed to grind anything but run the bosses of Venus half a dozen times for its drops. It's just that the game doesn't tell you what you're doing wrong. It felt like I just needed to go and do content until the game let me do the next stuff. And oh, hello, I've attracted a sprite friend. I just felt like it had locked me behind spending several hours doing the same thing over and over again, which isn't my idea of fun. As I said, I would like incremental evidence of progress, even if it's quite slow. Another game that kind of suffers from that is Dungeons and Dragons Online, I think. It feels like, or it felt like last time I really played it. I have started again in the hopes that it will have magically been different, or like my approach will be different. But last time I played, it seemed like you had to just rerun content over and over again just to get your level up, so that you could move on, which... If you've got an RPG that gives you levels, I'd kind of like you to be able to go back and redo content if you really like it, but not have to, because each level that you acquire or reach has content associated with it that you can move on to. I know that difficulty wall you were in, and it's indeed the one where I help new players the most. You had all the items you needed if you got all the Venus boss drops, and there was no need to grind at all. It's just that very few people there know what to do and where to go. The levels are made up and don't matter in any way. Yeah, Warframe doesn't really have a traditional leveling sequence, or like, it's not a traditional RPG. But I was fine with that. It just, yeah, it didn't feel good, I guess. And I moved on to looking for other games to play. Now then, is this a situation where when I get close enough he's going to start talking and it will turn out that he's actually evil? Or will I actually go up and speak to him and find out? I mean, this place doesn't feel open enough to have a boss fight in. Like, the pillars around him seem like they'd be a bit too restrictive if you were trying to have...
Feel
oh, wow, okay.
The crossing is not a place of mortal business. You are the first to come this far.
It actually is, you just don't unlock your character yet. Oh, I've now unlocked all class unique abilities, and I'm 3 of 5 of the way, so 3/5 of the way through to max level after 3,000 hours. Yeah, that's a lot. I have need of the crossing.
That essence of the Fellfire bloom is meant for the crossing, yes? To cure this region of the Narca curse. I will not allow it. Florian, in all his wisdom, does not see what I see.
Oh, great. So he is responsible then. Lovely.
That the crossing is a solution to this long winter. No Fey empire has ever risen so. It is not the way of things. I have been using the power of the crossing to gradually tip the balance of magic in favor of the Summer Fey in Alserund. But this had unfortunate side effects.
Great. So he was responsible, and he's been meddling. So at least it wasn't out of malice, but still.
The crossing is tied to the magical essence of this land, and so are the Fey of this region. My tampering has driven them to madness. It is a necessary corruption.
No, it's
Better
not.
for a few of us to be mad than to wait for this long winter to end.
Stop doing that. I will sort out the problem.
Perish. I cannot allow you to interfere further. The Circle of Engard must endure my curse for as long as it takes to end this long winter. Very...
Okay, so this is a boss fight area. Or it would be. If not for the fact that I'm way too strong. So the sample of Fellfire Bloom melts into the ether as you place it on the altar before the crossing. Tinder twig. Kind of wish that this map had a quick exit, or like a quick way out from the end to the exit. Some of the maps in the game do have this, or like have a circular construction. But no, not this time. I have to walk, or well, swim and then run the whole way out. Granted, unlocking one class fully is plenty sufficient, and by leveling all 5 I also need way more of the items, plus once I've fully unlocked one of the others are more lateral moves, so I just haven't bothered to grind them. I could talk for days about how Warframe is a bizarre, disjointed mess, but I ought to go eat dinner instead. Toodles. Toodles! Hope you enjoy your dinner. And fair enough. I mean, I'm unlikely to go back to Warframe, but I might give it a go another eventually. Right, this way. I'm also very, very bad at asking for help. Astonishingly bad at asking for help and trying to be social with people in the same game. Like, when I have to, like in City of Heroes, or well, it feels like in City of Heroes, you're better off being social, but and teaming up with people. But like, when it's not required by the game, I tend to play stuff solo and not ask for help. Part of it is I feel stupid for not knowing, or like not being able to work it out, I think.
I see. Alcir's devotion to his king and court was more powerful than our friendship. That he would compromise his own kind to end the long winter is deeply unsettling. Perhaps, in the end, he'd become Narka himself. You have my thanks. Please, take these. They are imbued with Fey magic, and should aid you wherever you may go. I serve the Unseelie court. I was chosen to guard the crossing as the winter representative, to watch over its power during the long winter. The crossing has changed. I can feel it. But whether it undid the damage Halcyon inflicted remains to be seen. Return to Florian and report what transpired.
I mean, hopefully it has, and...
Take caution in these lands, mortal. Your kind is particularly susceptible.
And hopefully we'll stop having Narka spawn and attack us, but that seems like maybe beyond what the game is capable of doing. Can I fast travel? Yes, I can. Splendid.
Greetings again, mortal. I can feel a change in the air. The taint of the Naka curse is rapidly dissipating. A shame it was caused by one of the Sealy's own. The Circle and I will take our leave. A small number of Naka will undoubtedly remain.
Okay, so no.
We will reclaim our brethren and defeat what Naka are left. Thanks to you, perhaps Alserund will recover from the Naka after all.
So apparently
Farewell, mortal.
we
Greetings,
can
mortal.
expect to continue to be attacked by Naka at random in the world. Fun. So I think we've done almost everything here. There's the House of Valor to visit at some point. And we've got the Red Marches to go to. But I think the next thing I'm going to do is go back to Ironfast Keep with the pieces of hammer that I've got.
Greetings.
And hand in that quest. Oh, there's 2 quests to hand in. Oh yes, of course, I found the remains of the apothecary. That there was a quest to locate. Well, the quest was
blacksmith is here.
to find the guy. Unfortunately, he had, since the quest was, well, since he left, died. And so
Can I help you?
all there was to do was to find his body. But
Yes, we're a bit of an island to ourselves out here. I'll admit, it's good to have a master blacksmith on premises. He's a bit horsey, though, if you ask me. Just stood there, smile on his face, while Effia raged on about his shoddy work. I guess he's glad to have a master again.
presumably he's glad to have guidance that doesn't get drunk and beat him. Gavroche, poor bugger.
Anything you need's found in the smithy. You've got Heki for most things, and Gavroche for mending, and now Effia as armorer. Dead? Why, that's a shame. I'd say I'm sure he'll be missed. But he's from Whitestone, so you never know. And that's his walking staff there. I'll take that. Job well done. So long.
And thanks for all the fish.
What have we here?
Oh, that was a
You have the remains of the hammer.
teleportation.
It is. I should have expected this. It was forged in the Hall of the First Sworn. It must, I think, be reforged there. The hall is not far, only... I don't know what to do when we get there. The hall lies south through the canyons. Meet me there. He has gone to free the Niskaru Lord. Pray we are not too far behind to stop him. Not all our wisdom was left to gather dust on Eamon's Isle. I have learned the location of the Niskaru Lord's mountain prison. But first, we must deal with that hammer. That means the Hall of the First Sworn. Legend tells it is there that Eamon was transformed from a prince to the first of the Warsworn. It became a meeting place of sorts in the time of the First Sworn. I haven't been here since I was young. It is as full of old books and dusty scrolls as I remember. We need it restored if we hope to defeat Beeson. And for that, I'm afraid, we must journey to the Hall of the First Sworn. They are powerful beyond anything you could imagine. This one was called Kamazandu, the Deceitful One. The text claimed the Arathi themselves imprisoned him in the mountain, after he proved too clever to kill.
Kamazandu, the Cunning. Sounds like Zinch.
Yes, Time is short. The Hall of the First Sworn is south and east, through the canyons. Meet me there when you are ready.
Good day, Warsworn. Would a sagecrafter's services be of interest?
Huh. I don't think I talked to him before.
A great city, if ever there was one. A monument to science and industry.
Yes, of course you'd say that. You're a gnome.
It seems things have turned out well for the boy after all. Good on him. Warsworn let me stop here in my wanderings in exchange for my service. Good folk, if a bit rough-hewn, and no place feels safer. A diserased, Basilica Nostra trained, and worldly wise, fully versed in the ways of gems and sockets. So much art and science to the fitting of a gem. Harmonies, geometries, fine acts of dexterity. I've got my certificate here with my things. I might have stayed and taught, but my spirit's more the wandering sort. May
Fair enough.
you find your socket.
Can I help you?
Shield, sister?
Wonder whether we can beat Gwyn to the door. Yes, we can, definitely. We can run faster than she can.
Shield, sister?
And then we need to go to the Hall of the First Sworn. And I bet Gwyn would have beaten us here. Because however fast we can teleport, she can teleport faster. Yeah, there we go.
I'm sorry for the way I left Ironfast. The last time I saw my mother was the day she set off for these ruins. She came here and never returned. I thought maybe... But we must be going. Records speak of a sacred passage that leads to the forge.
So the body of a Warsworn that I found here, the skeleton of a Warsworn I found here, it's probably going to be her mummy. That's going to be emotionally wrought.
They say he came to this place a prince and left it sworn to war. How he entered the passage, what he learned there, none but he know.
Presumably we're going to learn it as well.
I owe you an explanation, don't I? When I was young, my father touched the hilt of a chaos-cursed dagger. The magic within it disfigured and diseased him. My mother spent her life delving into Warsworn past in search of a cure. She searched everywhere, until she came here. Thank you for listening.
Back when this game was supposed to be a team-based, like team building game, that was probably going to be a dark secret in Gwyn's past, when you, which you have to earn her trust to learn, that brings you closer as characters. But obviously, the game is single player only, no team building elements involved, since that was scrapped for time.
It's said that the way from the sacred passage to the forge opened only for Eamon, and at its end, he learned the secrets of the First Sworn. It's also said to have closed and sealed the day that he died.
And but there are still artifacts left over from when this game was supposed to be a team game, I think.
Yes, to reach the ancient forge, you must go through a sacred passage. Of course, I can't be certain. No one but Eamon himself has ever walked those halls. Lead on, Oathblade.
So, we have been here before, and we've explored a lot of it. And I think that this was the only area that we couldn't access. We got to here. Place is full of kobolds and Barghest. Hi guys. So, all things being equal, it's not significantly more difficult for me to kill enemies at my level than it is to kill ones somewhere below my level. It's probably to do with the strength of the weapons I've got. Ouch, stop that. Ebony buckler is a wood type that I have not seen in the game so far. Ebony is probably equivalent to Silver Knight, maybe? It might be Prismere level. No, that doesn't seem right. Surprised there's nothing in here that I need to kill. I don't think it was empty last time. I think I'll go and clear these. Shouldn't take too long. What's Gwyn doing, eh? Oh, hey, cool. I've amassed enough experience to level up. What level am I now? 32. Nice. Lockpicking, sure. Why not? That'll unlock a new thing. But I could also take Detect Hidden. Traps are displayed on the minimap. That sounds useful. There we go. This is a bit of a struggle because I don't use hammers, long swords, or really any of these spells very much. Sure, why not? May as well increase Feyblade Mastery. And improve Fair Gorter. So what does that require? 35 points. And I've spent 33, so I've only got a couple more before I can start buying the next row. Okay, I've spent 33 points, so that means I'm only a few points away from unlocking this. So that's fun. Oops, right, yes, I need to confirm, don't I? Or it doesn't save in progress. Oops, right, this way, okay. do that. I accidentally hit the button. Thanks for knocking the enemy out of the way of my spell, eh? Dead useful there.
Mother. Oh, there you are.
Well, this is awkward.
All right, let's do this.
That was
There's
dignified.
No hope. We've come all this way. For what? You and I are not Eamon. How can we ever hope to pass through that?
Passage leads to the forge.
Yes, but it can't be done. Try for yourself. Ancient magic bars the way.
I mean, I did try it the last time I was here, but that time I was alone. Maybe the magic requires both of us together. Or at least requires us to be here together.
Only those foreseen may enter here. Fate bars this path, and none may alter fate.
I should be able to pass then. Yeah, there we go. Fate shift. I'm outside of fate me. Haha.
Approach, mortal.
Fate has no hold of me.
Must be remade. The hammer. To the forge. You will know the way. The wisdom is within you.
We're gonna reconstruct an amazing epic hammer that can beat the tar out of Niskaru, this world's version of demons. And by the time that we get to max level and have spent 10 points in blacksmithing, we can create, the player characters can create better weapons than that, than what we will acquire from here.
This is it. The forge room of the First Sworn. Mitharu.
Wonder what's in these chests. White flake. And skill book, blacksmithing. Ooh, splendid. I'll have that. And I'll use it too. After reading this book, your blacksmithing skill has been permanently increased. The forging of the mystic hammer. When faithful Teodar appealed to the sagacious Eamon for his great knowledge, these were the words uttered unto him. The things that can injure the agents of chaos are the finest of Mitharu's gifts. It begins in the fire. Go forth and seek the hottest of fuels. The most tremendous of coals will not suffice. No, you must build the forge around the fire itself. There is such a place deep within the plateaus of Menethir. It is the fire of Helios and of Rekor, thrown from the heavens. A piece of this fire lies deep underground, and there it burns eternally. Vlaskar, the bloomer and reckoner of the sands, will build a forge so that you may bring order to the terrible flames. Next, you must seek the metal to form the head. Of ores, you must have the purest, and for this you need the stone of the Arathi. There is an ancient place in Menethir where it is said the Arathi once walked. Far below the ruins of this hall you will find a sacred stone. It will gleam a silvery blue and shine in the dimmest light. It will be lightweight, but of tremendous hardness. So, wouldn't that make it very easy to shatter? This is the metal of the gods themselves. You will require the light of Mitharu. There is only one who knows the intricacies of the great order of the world, the disciple of Mitharu's word, St. Hadwin himself, a humbler, holier man you will never find, yet he holds the secret of Mitharu's plan within his work. Beseech his aid, that his sagecraft may produce the purest of gems, such that the perfect order and unity of being is given form. This gem shall be placed into the centre of the hammer's head. Finally, the haft must be created by Avin Andurin. It must be flawless and worthy of a mystic hammer. It must be perfect. He cannot stray from this design by even a hair's breadth. It will require patience and fortitude, a steady but firm hand, and a measured and even judgment. It will be the greatest weapon ever crafted by human hands, and only the mastery which Andurin possesses can achieve this. The greatest weapon crafted by human hands until the player character turns up with a blacksmithing of 10. The ancient forge seems to pull at the remains of the mystic hammer, as if it recalls its first making. The strange flames within seem to whisper the secrets of making it anew. Reforge the mystic... Maybe I should save the game, in case I can't leave this menu that's about to open without forging the hammer. Oh, it just will do it.
Look at it, how it shines. This is a weapon of legend. Held in Aegon's hands, it felled Niskaru by the score. But now we have our own legends to make. The Niskaru Lord Kamazondu is imprisoned in Cloudcrest Mountain in the Hollowlands. As Beeson weaves his spell, something called the Niskaru Lord's Crown will emerge. Are you listening?
Yes, the crown will emerge.
It is not truly a crown, but emanations of the Niskaru Lord itself, as it emerges from the mountain. It cannot escape all at once, so if we can injure these first projections with the Mystic Hammer, we can close the door Beeson seeks to open. Cloudcrest Mountain looks over the southern Hollowlands, west of here. I will go to Ironfast Keep for reinforcements and meet you there.
Oh, okay. So I was confused a while ago about where exactly the Niskaru Lord was located.
He plans to free a Niskaru Lord, and we hope to stop him. Mitharu help us. In the end, he but dreamed a nightmare. But Beeson might make the nightmare real. They both suffered and died because the knowledge and memory of our order was squandered and lost. I will not forget that. But I can be content that their deaths were not in vain either. A Niskaru Lord is an immense being of pure chaos. Kamazondu's nature is that of great cunning and persuasion. Be wary and believe nothing it says.
Well, it's a very Zinch, all according to plan sort of a demon, isn't it?
The first emanations of the Niskaru Lord, emerging from, if I read correctly, the mountain itself.
Where have you gone, eh?
That's the first stage of the spell. Let's not find out what happens after that. It worked before when Aegon fought Farlong. Let's hope that it works for you. Yes, it lies south along the Hollowlands. I will be there with reinforcements. Make yourself ready. This will be a trial like none you've known. To the mountain then, and our final task.
So I thought that the demon was imprisoned in here, but this is Skycrown. Which is a different place to Cloudcrest. Once again, Gwyn, I can run faster than you. Oh yeah, let's investigate what this hammer is like then, eh, shall we? Mystic hammer. Ooh, it's even got the light effects that tie it to Irathi. The Irathi stuff. 209 physical damage, 25% damage versus Niskaru, plus 20% mana. A heavy two-handed maul, sacred to the Warsworn. But these daggers that I've created, with a blacksmithing of, I think, 7, are approaching the Mystic Hammer. I mean, they're about 50 off. But they also do more. Like, give you a chance to critical hit and give you health and mana. The primary weapon that I've got deals a bunch of damage. More damage than the daggers. I wonder whether this last quest we've got will take 10 minutes. I suspect that it won't. I suspect that it will be longer. Oops, wrong way.
Hello. Come to see what I've got? It's probably the same stuff as last time, but I stand by it.
At least he's cheerful about it.
Come again.
Let's go to Canarok and drop off some of the items that we've got in our inventory. Because we have got 2 or 3 items that we want to... There we go. When did I pick these up? Whisperskin sandals. Created for the Crossing Keepers, an ancient order of Fey journeymen that protects the secret sources of Fey magic in Amalur. Ah, okay, so we've got these from... what's his face? Does a bunch of mana regen per sec and increases elemental damage, reduces bleeding increases bleeding resistance, adds mana and mana regen per sec. That's interesting. So +1 mana regen per sec and also plus 10% mana regen per sec. That's interesting. Well, let's put them here. Slowly running out of space in our inventory though. Canarok Gossamer. Which you can't do anything with but sell. Oh well. Let's visit the House of Valor. Ah, this is another place that you can get player housing, eh? Ooh, Prismere Chaucers. Nice. Those are probably going to be plate though, aren't they? Not leather. Yeah, they're mite. Black and red and spiky. Deeply villainy looking, aren't they? Lots more armor. But don't do as much else, do they? I suppose they've got a pair of slots in them for gems. But no, we're going to stick with leather.
Good luck out there.
High poultices can heal any wound.
Ouch, stop that. I wonder where this water is flowing from. It's just coming out of the cliff face. That's weird. King's Longsword. That's probably going to give you loads of health, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. I suppose that's worth breaking down for the parts, eh? It'll probably be rivets that give you... it might be bindings, though. Well, it'll have a component that gives you 80 health, so that's worth taking. And there's a bedroll here that we can use. Is this where we're supposed to come to start out with? Oh no. Okay. It's not lootable. I thought it lit up to let me know that I could interact with it, but I guess not.
Good luck out there.
Want to live past your next fight? Buy some armor.
These daggers need some extra punch. Weavy, what would you recommend?
Wonder what's up here. Oh, interesting. You can look down at the arena from here. No guardrail, of course. Ooh. Prismere components. Well, I don't care about the greatsword, but I do care about the other bits. Unlock arena. Probably not going to be allowed in there without talking to someone first. Ooh, Prismere chakrams. Nice. And they're fire discs. maybe I'll be able to make something better than what I've got. Fire seems to be the strongest of the elements. I wonder why there's observer steps seating type things here when you can't actually see down into the arena from them. That seems like an odd design choice. Oh, that would be stealing. So would that.
Welcome. Are you here to compete? Are you here to compete? Looks like everyone's too afraid to sign up for the next match. If the crows find a leader, the tournament can start up again. I'm here all the time. Where else on Amalur do you safely get to see Jotun take a man's head off?
Why is that a thing that you want to see?
Helga's a regular at the den, whenever she's not signed up for a match, so I try to be there when I can. I don't have much to say to gamblers like Jokul, though. Even less when it comes to fate weaving. I don't trust that Franz Engelhardt. Where are you from? People of all races come here from all around to participate and watch people fight for their lives. He was an even better fighter than his son. Everyone says if old age hadn't gotten to him, he'd still be champ. Be seeing you then.
Can't wait to see what the next match will bring.
Well, we might as well talk to these people before we head back down.
Get lost. If I choose to speak to you, it'll be in a match. It'll be the last thing you'll ever hear.
He says, and then I got conversation options for him.
If you're a gambler, I'm your best bet. If you're a gladiator, I'll gut you.
Doubtful.
You're standing in it. We're the best team that ever was, that ever will be.
Quite a boast for someone in steel armor with an iron longsword.
Don't touch me.
Come back a little later, yes? I'm preparing commentary here.
Oh, he's the announcer.
It's tougher than it sounds. Should try shouting over the din of the crowd all day long.
What kind of a name is Clang Tarry Cheek?
Welcome, stranger. I'm the arena manager and announcer extraordinaire. I also spread word of the gladiators. Remember Ivan the Invincible? The dragon? Or Lotus Killer?
Nope.
No? Well, granted it might be because they're dead. But they had a huge success at the time, and that's all thanks to me. I adore the place. Wouldn't have worked otherwise. And where else can one find such bone-shattering entertainment, eh?
Melsonshire?
Yes, what do you want? I'm a mage. I don't have some grand arena strategy to hide. My magic will tear my opponents apart, whether they know about it or not. My magic's not like that of those academics at the Scholia Arcana. We use the same tools, but our philosophies differ. I don't question why a conjured flame burns more than the soldier ponders the workings of a sword. I am warrior born. Flames are my blade, frost my shield.
Wonder what's up with this dude's ears. He's wearing a mage cap, and it has got slots for ears, but they're obviously not interfacing properly with his model, because his ears are entirely absent.
The House of Valor is as grand as the quality of its best fighters, and people travel from as far away as Dalentarth to watch the matches.
Dalentarth's not that far away, mate. It's like 2 zones over.
We've been the reigning tournament champions for the last 9 years straight. We're not going to lose any time soon.
The Lords of Valor. Interesting. Seems like we've only met 2 of them as well. What's this? Oh, that's a weapon rack, but it is someone's property, so looting it would be stealing. And thus I shall leave it alone. So there are more people to talk to down here and missions to pick up, but I've just been kind of trying to fill time a bit till we met the 3-hour mark.
Hey there.
Maybe we'll talk to these guys.
The Lords
Oh,
of Valor
arena
are the
fans.
fiercest warriors I've ever seen. They're led by
Okay.
the champion and they fear nothing.
Alright, never mind that then. So we'll pick up the quest here. Huh. There's more. Oh, they're brownies. Okay. So I will leave it until next time to pick up the quests and also go and do the Warsworn quest at Cloudcrest.
Greetings, Wanderer.
Because we're out of time now. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back on Monday, 8 PM GMT, playing some more of this. I have a YouTube where you can watch the previous things that I've streamed, being so far Champions Online and DCUO before this, but it's all up. That's Vanilla Jester Gaming on YouTube, but you can probably find it if you just search Vanilla Jester. I'm also on Twitter at Vanilla Jester. So I was thinking about branding way before I was beginning a brand. I just wanted to have the same name everywhere. So if you particularly want to, if you feel like you want to contact me between times, you can hit me up on Twitter at Vanilla Jester. Don't think there's an underscore in there anywhere. Let me just check. It's like your phone number. You don't ever call yourself, so you don't really necessarily remember your phone number very well. Likewise, I don't tweet myself. Where the hell do you look up your own... Oh, there we go. Yes, at Vanilla Jester. No underscores or anything. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed watching and that you feel like coming back again. And until you do, I hope you have a nice time and goodbye.